What is up? My name is Douglas Nyback. This is DNA. I have been making some audition breakdown exercises. They've been popular on this channel. They've been really popular on TikTok. A lot of people have been finding them helpful. And also, there's a whole other side of the internet that sort of believes that you should never watch other auditions or compare yourself to other auditions. And I think that that confuses the purpose of the exercise. And I want to provide some clarification. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, the reason why I do audition breakdowns is because in the acting classes that I found to be the most effective that I took, where I was learning audition technique, having access to behind the scenes DVD features, because I'm like a friggin' 1,000 years old, where we got to see the actors' auditions and having an acting coach break down what worked and why it worked from these successful auditions was world changing for me. The reality of it is that you don't know what you don't know until you know it. The process of learning how to act is very different than the process of learning how to audition. Auditioning is a completely different skill set to what you'll be taught in theater school or to what you'll be taught if your world has been predominantly on set. The job of an actor on set is very different than the job of the actor working to get work. When I was first starting out, I came from musical theater school. So when I first saw the Rachel McAdams audition video, and I had an acting coach break it down in a way that was similar to how I broke it down on my channel, I didn't go into that thinking, okay, I have to do it this way, and this is what's good, and this is what's bad. I went into that, and it was taught to me in the way of, hey, this is the world of the frame. And this is the kind of work that's possible within it. The way I think of these audition breakdown exercises is the way I think about going to a space and science center. I went to musical theater school. I don't know anything about science. And when I go there, I am exposed to so much wonderful knowledge that I didn't even know existed. And to me, when breaking down a successful audition video, that's the purpose of the exercise. To say, hey, actors, this is an example of something that worked exceptionally well from an actor who was operating at the height of their powers, and this is what is possible for you. That's an incredibly important and extremely hopeful piece of knowledge and understanding to have. It dramatically transformed the way I started auditioning for film and television. And to be perfectly honest, I was in a class that did a breakdown of that Rachel McAdams video, and I started to think of my auditions in a much more dynamic way. And you know what started happening? I started booking work right away, because the world of what goes into a successful audition suddenly became very clear to me. And then I could populate that world with myself, with my understanding of story, with all of the other lessons that I was learning in class for years and years and years. I could then funnel into a mechanism of the frame and compare it to an industry standard. Hey, this is what an audition looks like when somebody's operating at the height of their powers. What a wonderful thing to have that benchmark. Telling actors not to watch successful actors' auditions, to me, is akin to telling someone who wants to make it as a quarterback in the NFL not to watch game tape of Tom Brady. Why would you not take the resource in front of you and say, oh, cool, this is what works. What can I take from this to apply to my own instrument? Obviously, you don't want to say, what can I take from this and try to do it exactly the way they did and make myself like this person. It's not about nitpicking. It's not about trying to do it the way they've done it. It's about showing yourself what's possible. You would never tell an actor, hey, don't watch The Godfather, because you're going to be comparing yourself to that performance. You would encourage an actor to draw what they could from that. And all breaking down an audition does is it applies that same methodology to a very specific skill set that goes into booking work. In no other facet of the industry, you'd never tell a screenwriter not to read the screenplays of the people that they admire. You'd never tell a playwright to not read Tennessee Williams. And listen, I agree, I don't break down auditions on this channel in a negative way. I don't nitpick. I don't criticize. I point out what's working, why it's working, what you can take from that, and how to incorporate that into your auditions, how to understand the world of the frame and become more comfortable within it, because you have a phenomenal example of that. If there is a realm of thinking that says never watch audition breakdowns or never watch other actors' auditions, there are literally comments on some videos that say actors' auditions should never be released. Actors themselves release these things. Dacre Montgomery, I've broken down his audition for Stranger Things, releases his own auditions. There's an incredible audition that he has on his own YouTube channel for The King that Timothée Chalamet obviously booked. He puts it out there, and he, with the caveat in the edit saying, hey, go out, be creative. These are resources that are available to actors, and I really do believe that you should look at them, and not to draw comparisons, not to try to take the secret sauce that makes an individual actor who they are and criticize it or break it down or try to make their unique personality your own, but to learn, hey, what works in the frame, what doesn't, what's possible. And like any tool available to an actor, you want to be using it to free yourself up and to clarify, hey, what is the job in this moment? And what can I learn from this person who is a master at it? I try to approach these things as absolutely uncynically as I can. And I am tremendously grateful for the experiences that I've had as a student when coaches broke down successful auditions for me, because it gave me a more complete and holistic understanding of what goes into creating bookable auditions. So I hope that provides some clarification. And listen, here's the thing too, like, I'm perfectly happy being disagreed with. Like, I'm not right all the time. In many cases, I might make a video and tell information that I believe to be true or is true, and not tell the whole story. That's totally okay. And in this particular instance, to say you should never watch an actor's audition is to deny developing actors such an incredible tool in learning what goes into crafting a bookable audition, a beautiful benchmark to aspire to. Look, when you start auditioning, it feels like opening the door into a dark room, and that room is scary and it's filled with all sorts of stuff that you have to discover and learn. And to me, what these incredible actors do in their auditions that we have access to, what it does is it like turns on the light in the room for actors so they can look around and be like, oh, this is what's here. Time to start exploring it. So if you've got the opportunity to turn the light on or keep the room dark, why would you keep the room dark? That's why I'm going to continue to make these videos. Totally cool if you don't agree with me. The way I work is not for everybody. The way other people work is not for everybody. That's why there's a bunch of acting coaches. You know, I hope that this provides an angle of approach, the things that you want to be focused on, not trying to break yourself down or nitpick a performance, but instead say, oh man, what an incredible example of what's possible. And if you want to check out my audition breakdown videos, they'll be in the thingos here as we're wrapping up. With every video, anybody who likes, subscribes, and comments down below, I am giving away a foundations program, which is my online acting course. It is built to give actors everything they need to know to craft a bookable audition from conception to completion, getting the script to getting it up on camera. So if you want to be entered into getting a free foundations program, comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, I will end this how I end every single one of these videos, which is to say I appreciate you very much, and go be people.